My name is Matthew Daniel Webster. I live in Newcastle. I am currently 34, getting too close to 35. So I was diagnosed with a very rare cancer. And when they don't have a normal name for it and they give you the scientific name for it, you're on the rare end of the scale. So I was diagnosed with a sarcoma called angiomatoid fibrous histiocytoma, a mouthful for most people. So I was in South America, that's where I got posted, was happy, doing some trips, but I had a bit of a back pain and I was just like, this probably did something at the gym, as most young guys do, was just being quite fit and healthy. But then I went to the beach. I went to go for a swim. One foot in the water was warm. I put the next one in and it was cold, and I was just like, this is no longer normal back pain. And then, it's not a good sign when a neurologist comes to see you at 2 a.m. in the morning and says, we've just reviewed your scans. We're going to do surgery in 3 days. And it shows me the MRI image, and you can see, my spinal cord had been compressed by 90% from a tumor forming on my spinal cord. So, straight from South America into Sydney to have surgery on my spine. And, then it took a very long time to diagnose my cancer just because of its rarity in that case. They said, well, it looks like this, but maybe it's not. And it turned into a pretty big kind of process. That's where it becomes really difficult, when somebody says there is no playbook, there is no standard procedure that we're going to follow for you. You have a lot of questions that nobody's going to answer for you at the time. This genetic testing was that next step that says, well, now you've actually got hope. So for me, it was, probably the turning point in my whole cancer treatment that said data-driven approach that really appealed to me, that says, here's that personalized approach. But I think if you actually start looking at the results that I got through this process, that says I was in a place where every time I did chemotherapy, every time I did radiotherapy, they said, it's not working, it's not any better for you, we're heading in the wrong direction. I then had this targeted approach, I had this targeted medicine, and everything started shrinking. I could physically feel tumors under my skin at the time of when I started this treatment. And it was within 2 weeks that physically I could feel them shrinking. The last treatment that I had was 2017. This is 7 years ago from the last time I had any sort of medical treatment. Genomic testing is, an exceptionally powerful tool that is available to you. So I think it's important for people to understand what value it adds, what the targeted treatment plan is that they want to be a part of. Being a very strong patient advocate for yourself and saying, I want to weigh up all the options available to me. I want to have that discussion with my oncology team. I think I would encourage everybody to look at the process, look at genomic profiling. Genomic profiling has given me back my life. It is that data-driven approach that has given me a treatment plan. That treatment plan has resulted in, the tumors effectively going away. I am not limited now. My life is not governed by what my next treatment plan is or, what I can or can't do. I'm back to living a relatively normal life. I travel for work. I've just come back from Mongolia, Japan. I have a baby on the way that's due next month, which is exceptionally exciting. My first. All of this wouldn't be possible without the process of going through this genomic sequencing and the subsequent treatment plan.